We're at the Concours de Le Mans. It's Monterey Car Week, and there's all kinds of events. There's Pebble Beach, and McCall's Motorsport Revival, and a host of other amazing shows. And then there's this. This is an assemblage of some of the finest junk ever created by man. And good cars that have been let to go bad. I think the engine compartment's a little too highly detailed.
It's missing a light.
Yeah, or two.
I find this show really interesting. The only problem is my big fear is he's going to buy a car or a few.
This is a Haggerty Corp. This is our 1954 Cushman truckster. I found a trailer in this farmer's pasture and redid it.
Yeah, this is not all stock, is it?
No, no. All this is sheet metal. I put 5 pieces together. It's so much fun to drive, and you have a foot clutch, so if you need to shift. But I leave in second gear all day long, drive around town.
How many gears does it have?
4 counting reverse. But it's a gas pedal.
You never use third or fourth?
It's kind of scary. It goes
it's scary in third or fourth? A Cushman is something that was created for no apparent purpose, and then it has a trailer, and that has even less reason to exist. And he drives it, which I would like to see because I'll bet that's a really scary thing. Okay, one question. Why would this be at the Concours de Le Mans and not at Pebble Beach?
Oh, they wouldn't let me in there. There's a dress code and stuff.
Oh, that would be it.
Hi, good day.
Hi there.
You like what you're seeing?
I do like what I see.
This is my car. This is a 1952 Panhard Dyna brake, station brake. The car has been used in central France, in a small town, to deliver fresh bread each morning to the local castle.
And it's a good runner like you?
It runs.
Is that right?
If it is a good runner, I do not know.
As soon as he saw the 1952 Panhard, I knew we were in trouble.
I really, really like it. I mean, I genuinely really like this thing, and I just don't know how I could possibly live without it. I mean, can I see the engine?
By all means, yes.
Yeah.
That's up front.
Yeah.
A simple 2-cylinder, air-cooled. Underneath here is a 2-blade propeller to get
pull
some
the car.
air movement under the hood to cool the car. And it is 28 wild horsepowers, and it can pull up the hill, and it can go easily down the hill.
And wait, is this the supercharger?
That is where the air comes in, yes indeed. It does actually have air brakes too. It has suicide doors. If you open both doors, it acts like a parachute, and that's what we call the air brakes.
I would never want anything like this. How much do you want for it?
My asking price is 15,000, and I'm somewhat negotiable, somewhat.
So if somebody really didn't want it, like maybe 9,000 or 10,000 would be a lot of money.
Depends how much you have on cash on you.
This is bad. This is really bad.
I would need to go and have a conference with somebody else.
Yeah?
I've seen this before many times.
Well, not that
It started with one tractor and then went to like 35, so, you know.
It's not like I can have 35 Panhards.
It's good.
Yeah. And then start thinking about making an offer, perhaps.
You're most welcome. I like you already.
Okay, well, let's think about it. Meaning, you think about it.
Okay.
No?
We'll think about it.
You know, Janice and I both own everything that we buy until she says, no, I want no part of that.
Let's see what else you don't want here.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots.
Where do these people find these things? Where do you find a Mercedes ambulance?
I was used in the hospital for 7 years. When I was retired, a woman came by and saw it and said, oh, my dad would love this. bought it, shipped it to San Francisco, and it was in a warehouse for 25 years.
Oh, is that right?
And then-
I mean, I would assume it's been repainted at some point.
Only
and stuff
thing
like
been
that.
done has been repaint and a little bit of chrome work, but the whole interior is original.
Yeah, I can see the linoleum is certainly original because
Yeah.
that would be pretty hard to replace these days.
No, impossible.
Yeah. This is a lucky find.
I'm testing out this gurney in case Dave buys his ambulance. I'm making sure it's comfortable for him because he's going to be laying on here. Some crazy cars here.
You know, Jan, see, I don't want every car I see.
Why don't I believe you?
No, I really don't want this one.
No.
There's no possible way I would ever want that. Even for parts. In some ways, it is the ultimate car. There's a child here with incredibly good taste.
Well, you like these cars? No.
When he looked at this monster, he burst into tears.
You want to go home, I know. These cars are just terrible.
So just like any other car show, the Concours de Le Mans, they judge the cars and they give out awards.
You win the German gift bag, which consists of mustard.
So we ran into Ray Evernham. He is a builder, designer, and a driver of high-performance cars, and apparently now he's a Concours de Le Mans judge. I'm a little curious. What's your basic criteria? Are you looking for, originality, paint, all the correct parts, period?
I think it's really all about fun and things that make you smile and giggle. I've seen some very interesting things here. The design of the rear windows and the
isn't it a
time
gremlin?
spent on tail. I think it started as a gremlin, which makes it fairly unique. But it was kind of an Excalibur.
It's like a
type
Tiffany
gremlin.
or an Excalibur mated with a
Yeah.
gremlin out in the woods, and this is what happened.
But when you talk about originality, this checks that box pretty well.
I would say that it's probably original to itself. Good luck with judging this, because I know it's an easy class, all of these.
Well, I'm really only here for this. I get
For the because you get free stuff?
Free stuff. Bribes. So bribes are okay and encouraged to the judges. So that's really why I'm here, to get as much stuff
So
as I
this
can.
is a good gig.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You might do it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
8.
That difference is too big. 13,500.
Well, that's
I
way
give you-
too much.
I
That's
give
not a
you 10%.
negotiation. This is the Concours de Le Mans. I have seen a lot of cars I like, Lynn. I've seen one that made me bring up in my throat just a little bit.
This is nice.
I knew you would think that.
I really like this show. I just love the enthusiasm that these people have for their cars and the creativity.
So you like this, eh?
Yeah, I like this.
So now you know how I feel about the Panhard. And I've seen another car I've fallen in love with. I'm seriously thinking about buying it. I'm not sure that Janice is. Oh, for crying out loud.
Ha,
Oh,
ha, ha,
don't you start gloating.
ha.
He can't have gone far. I mean, he really can't have gone far, can he?
Why, it wouldn't make it?
All right, well, that's a little disappointing.
Don't let it in here.
Toujours l'amour. Panhard automobile économique. Très bien. Voilà.
You scared the hell out of me.
Did I?
Yeah, well, it was gone. So, 8.
That difference is too big.
82.
That won't make it.
4.
That won't make it.
When I started negotiating on this Panhard, I was thinking I'm just going to steal this thing.
My lowest price will be 13,500.
What were you asking for?
I was asking 15.
Well, that's
I give
way
you-
too much.
I
That's
give
not
you
a
10%.
negotiation. I mean, he was taking advantage of all of my vulnerabilities. I have this undying lust for this car, and I have no money.
Undying lust. Oh boy, that is.
I can't go any higher than 12 because I value all of my body parts.
I think you have yourself a Panhard 1951. I was not thinking to sell it today, but the gentleman came by and we arranged for the proper price, even though my bottom price, but nevertheless, I think it is in good hands now.
You know what? I'm glad that you're selling cars the same way I do.
Yeah, buy them high and sell them low.
Yeah.
Dave just bought a car at the Concours de Le Mans. That's scary. That's pretty scary. There's no side view mirror.
No, that fell off.
What else?
Did you keep it?
It's
What
the
else fell off?
He was a master negotiator, and he just picked my pocket. It was great doing business with him until I sat in the damn thing. The seat springs are a little suspect.
You're not too heavy.
What is this?
That's your shifter.
That's the shifter?
But keep it between
Does
two
it
fingers.
work?
Perfectly.
I know nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. I'd never seen one before. And reverse is what, this?
I'll show you.
You push the clutch in and push backwards? Is that
Yeah.
reverse?
This car delivered bread. He's going to change professions from restoring cars to delivering bread. Maybe that's what he needs to do.
Buying stuff at Pebble Beach is really, really easy. Getting it home is really, really hard. This time it was a breeze. Partner goes, well, I'll bring it. Oh, okay. And we got it like a week and a half later. It arrived with Eric, which was great because he could explain things that I had already forgotten. I bought it without driving it. I bought it before I even sat in it. So I think today is going to be the day. I'm going to take it out in the parking lot and I'm going to drive it around, make sure that it's safe enough to drive on the road, and then might even take it out on the road today, just see how the brakes and everything are first, because I'm at least this much sensible. Okay. Now I have to remember what he told me.
The truck's had outside for at least the last 20 years.
Ooh, geez. And pump it. Come on, you can do it. So this morning I've got a Canadian military truck with some soldiers in it.
Stop.
They're restoring an old World War II military tractor called a quad. And these were specifically made for pulling artillery pieces along with the little trailer that carried the ammunition. What scared them was the engine. It's an old Ford Flathead 8-cylinder. They are a little bit nervous about it, so they're bringing me the bits and pieces to take a look at and get my recommendations.
Eric,
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm retired Warrant Officer Jack Malotny. I belong to our CHA, which is the artillery unit in Petawawa. And I'm here representing 2 RCHA, the museum in Petawawa, and parts of also 2 Service Battalion, and who are restoring the field artillery tractor 1944 version. We've got a museum in Petawawa that has multiple vehicles on the grounds, and we identified that field artillery tractor. It was sitting on the grounds, it wasn't on stands, and it wasn't up to the standard that it should have been. We took the body off the vehicle, at which time we saw the motor was there. Very happy to see the motor. So we should be able to fix this up and get it moving. We've already got the body fixed up, and now with the help of the Guild, we can get the engine going and make it all completely serviceable.
Carburetor, fuel pump, starter, they're all missing.
Been scavenged probably over time.
Yes.
The truck's had outside, we believe, for at least the last 20 years. It was sitting on the museum grounds.
But the engine was inside, so it wasn't
Exactly.
exposed to direct weather.
We could have substituted a newer engine in it, but because it's a museum piece, we want to make sure that it's rebuilt back to its original state.
She's a lovely thing, she really is. I really like these old artillery tractors. They are different from all the other vehicles that were built in the period. They're sort of humpbacked, they're quite short. They just have a really neat tank-like appearance without being a tank. And you know, you're working on a very rare vehicle because
Yes.
I've worked on 2 quads. I've worked on both a Ford and a Chev. And at that time, there was only 3 in existence. They made quite a few of them in the 1940s, but I mean, not many survived because you can't do much with them.
It's going to be linking up with a 25-pounder field artillery gun, okay, on the limber, and it's all the same color. It's going to be fantastic. We've got a lot of pride in this, and we're very happy that the Guild is going to be taking this on. I'm hoping that we could get this going. Hey, Tanya, you want to open this? Tanya's the driver.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez. When they opened up the back of the truck, well, there was an engine and a transmission in a million pieces and a great big box full of stuff and a bloody great winch. So it was more than just the engine. They have brought me the whole truck without the chassis and body, is what they brought me.
Since Eric delivered the little Panhard, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to go play with it. And I had a few minutes today, literally between phone calls. Now I have to remember what he told me. So I thought I'd go out and give it a start and try to remember the starting procedure, because she's pretty ordinary, but not very ordinary, if you know what I mean. Parking brake, turn signals, lights, choke, gear shift. Okay. The shifter sort of sticks down from the dashboard, and it's very delicate. I mean, there's no grabbing it and pumping it around like that, because it'll end up sitting in your hand, not attached to the car. That should be neutral. Yeah, that's click over to reverse, so good. Okay, so choke, ignition, clutch down. Oh, yeah, there we go. And pump it. Come on, you can do it. Wow, it's a good starter. There we go. 1 out of 2 cylinders is now running. There was only one bank of cylinders working properly, and there's only 2 cylinders in it, so she was only working at 50%. Wow, this thing just vibrates with all the power. Or is that the missing cylinder? It's the missing cylinder. It isn't a powerhouse, but it doesn't weigh very much. And I mean, let's face it, they used it for moving bread around. How heavy is bread? You know? Yeah, still not very smooth. Yeah, not smooth at all. A little bit of choke. It's probably got some bad gas in it, probably needs some carburetor adjustments, probably needs the spark plugs cleaned. But I mean, how long can it take? The engine weighs about 4 pounds. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You were just cleaning the place up, weren't you?
No. Did you buy a car that doesn't run?
It's running.
They've taken the transmission and all the rest of the parts. We've also got another box in the back there as well with all the parts.
I've worked on a lot of military vehicles over the years, and I've done everything from the little M38 Jeeps to armored cars, and I've even worked on a Sherman tank with a 76mm barrel on it. But of all of those vehicles, funnily enough, the quad is one of my favorites.
Okay, so
We'll have to get some of the guys up to get it off. One of my favorite military vehicles, and it sort of just comes in the door. How much does that weigh?
Quite a bit.
Okay, lower down.
I know it came in the door in pieces, but at least it came in the door.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure why all of this came. Maybe they were just clearing out. You were just cleaning the place up, weren't you?
Yeah. This has nothing to do with the vehicle. We'll just drop this off to them. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, right?
We did not empty the scrap metal bin. Okay, we gave them all as many parts as we could. And we still have more in Petawawa. Well, he said bring the engine, and we believe in the artillery, give them more what they like. So now he's got 2 or 3 pallets worth of stuff and another box of miscellaneous parts.
So we were expecting an engine.
You got it.
Yeah, and all the peripherals.
Oh. The eventual plan is that we'll have the vehicle all married up with all its 3 parts.
And what they want to restore this for is to honor veterans at their funerals and use this artillery tractor, limber and field piece to transport the coffins to the final resting place. That makes this really worthwhile in my eye. I was a military brat growing up, and so there's a little bit of that in you. And I certainly have always had a very soft spot for veterans.
We've already had some fallen comrades come back from theater, and we would like them properly buried and their properly respects accorded. It's part of our heritage, part of our history, and we've got to take care of it.
They don't have a big budget to get this done. You know, that said, I really don't mind. And they are willing to send guys down from the military base who will basically, under our instruction, restore it. I also think that having some military guys here might be a bit of an incentive for some of mine to move along a bit.
Sure there's nothing else in there?
Get the broom.
Hi. Where are we going?
Well, then we're not going far. I don't
You're
have.
pointing the wrong way.
I don't. Well,
Road is that way.
I'm thinking that maybe we should do a parking lot test.
Why?
No.
Did you buy a car that doesn't run?
It's running. I deemed it prudent to not leave the property because I had a feeling that help might need to be close by.
Nice, Dave. What the heck? Okay. Oh my God, you're making me nauseous.
It's running better as we go.
Yeah. I thought the car would run better. Okay, there's blue smoke.
I don't see any smoke. It's only got 2 cylinders. It's running on 1 1/4 right now. You got to admit, it's an impressive vehicle. Don't you think?
Yeah. Does it go faster than your tractor?
Yeah, it might. It's not going to be a speed demon. I'll bet you 40 miles an hour is going to be a bit of a stretch for it.
How are the brakes?
I don't know. I haven't tried them. But on roads in the Champagne district of France, where she lived, the roads aren't wide and they're a bit twisty, and it's not like you need to push the pedal to the metal. You just need to pop along. Just tell me if the headlights are working, the signals and everything.
Nothing.
No brake lights? Well, he sold me a raw deal then, didn't he? I don't have to restore it. I just have to
Please don't.
maybe rewire it.
You got some work to do, honey.